Welcome, my chingus, to episode 91 of This Week in K-Pop. In this episode, we will talk about Akdong musician, BTS, Crush, G.Soul, Mixx, Nu.D, Rehab and FX, and Tiffany. My name is Steven, and with me is my regular co-host, Josh.
Hello.
Josh, of course, loves basketball.
I do.
And it's summertime, sort of, in Korea.
It's getting to be quite warm here in Korea.
Yeah. And I am still wearing long sleeves because I'm fat and I don't want people to see all my flibbity flabs.
The flibbity flabbities.
Yeah. And actually, I was wearing a jacket to school the other day. Like, it's still kind of cool. Like, in the morning and at night, it's pretty cool here.
Yeah.
But like, I was kind of wearing a very light jacket, but I was sweating my balls off because like, it's in the classroom. There's 30 bodies and Korea's not like ventilated in the slightest, right?
No.
And the kids are like, why don't you take off your jacket? And I'm like,
You shut your face, kid.
you don't want to see what's underneath there, guys. It's not only is it sweaty, but like it's just a lot of fat.
You ain't ready for this jelly.
Yeah, but anyways, normally it's not about fat.
No.
This podcast is about K-pop.
Usually.
And we usually cover the last 2 weeks of K-pop music video releases. And each week, Josh and I will pick what we think are the best songs of the episode. And before we start,
all right,
I do want to say that we recently hit a very big milestone.
Yay! It's not really good to clap because audio-wise.
But now it's not the Patreon one, which would be an even better milestone. But this one is we recently passed 250,000 downloads of the audio podcast.
That's pretty crazy to think about.
Yes.
250,000 downloads.
It's a quarter of a million.
250,000 downloads.
I mean, that's like one day of certain YouTube videos.
I mean, that's not important.
You're right.
That's not important.
You're right. I've always been bad at like accepting
compliments or
accolades or stuff because it's like, well, there's better people.
Same.
It's a very Asian thing. That's a very Asian thing.
It's a very Asian
But anyways, so I can't believe it. I mean, I've been doing this for about 3.5 years.
And for me, about 2.5.
Yeah.
About 2.5. Because I think I started.
I don't even know when you started, dude.
Like.
When did we get
2014?
Like the end of 2014, right? Because we came here in 2014.
We came here
August 2014.
2013.
Oh, we came in 2013?
Yeah, August 2013.
Oh shit, yeah, we did.
Yeah. So it's been about at least 2 years for me, I think, as well.
That's almost done. I mean, that's 2.5. That's a long time. If we started in 2013.
Yeah, because I know we've done at least 2 top 10 lists.
It's true. It's probably 2.5 years.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's a lot of time when you think about it.
Why didn't we even know that before we started recording this?
Oh, we're so professional.
It's just like the whole twice snafu that we fucked up last time. It's
like we know it, but then when the camera's on, it's different. I mean, this is not like how many members are in a girl group. This is our life.
This is our own life. It's even worse than that. Yeah. But anyways, that's it's crazy to me that we reached now. You know, we still kind of think that of the 250K, like maybe 240K were robots.
Yeah, maybe like 10,000 of those are real downloads.
Yeah. But, you know, I fully understand. I've been listening to podcasts for 5 years. Some things I've listened for 8-9 years. And I've never once, you know, emailed them or spoken to them or, you know, besides the random donations every once in a while, like, they don't know that I'm listening, right?
That's true.
So I'm sure there are a ton of people that are listening and we just don't know it, but because we still see the numbers every single week, we know that you guys are listening. So we want to thank you guys the most, though, because without you guys, you know, I wouldn't be able to know so much or so little about K-pop
or our lives
or our own lives in the last 3 years. But
let's start it off. I guess I'll start with my favorite song of the week. We almost had a dual song of the week. But my favorite song of the week is by Crush with Ooh-Ah.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Ooh-ah, 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 yeah. Ooh-ah, 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 yeah. Ooh-ah, 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 yeah. Ooh-ah, ooh-ah. 나를 내려 그대 곁에 있을 때 yeah. 그 노래를 부르게 해주네요 yeah. Yeah. 너무 아름다워 환하게 웃는 그 모습은 눈이 부시게 you, baby. Ooh, I wanna fall in love with you. 맘 가는 대로 해요, my baby. 아무 걱정 말고 내 손을 잡아요. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 널 우아 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 yeah. 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 우아 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 yeah.
Crush, for a lot of people who don't know who Crush is, he is a producer turned R&B artist. He's had a few singles released. I think his most recent one is Don't Forget, or I don't know what the English title is. Ichi Borujima. It's the one with Taeyeon in it, yeah. 잊어버리지마. And that's very Crush sounding. And this song also sounds very Crush. If you're a fan of his music and like Korean R&B, you're definitely not going to be surprised by this song. You're going to hear it and you're going to know immediately, like, oh yeah, this is Crush, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely that the last one with Taeyeon was the more ballady version,
Yeah,
but this one sounds a lot more like his the previous ones before that.
Yeah.
And you know, like my favorite thing. Well, I never really liked Crush as much as you, right?
That's true.
But you know, as I just kind of mimicked, like I really liked the way he says that line in the Taeyeon song. Don't forget. And in this song, there's many times where he does that Crush voice. Like he puts this like little Crush stank on the way he sings it, and I'm like, oh, that's so good. I really like that.
It's very apparent that he was like a producer before, because the way he chooses to sing certain lines, they're really catchy.
Yeah.
Like, then again, it's like not things that we've never heard before, but like when we hear it, we're like, oh, good choice, my friend. You know, like good choice in the way to sing that line, or kind of like to match the vocals or the melody with like the syncopation, or there's a lot of little things that you might miss on the first listen through. So if you are a K-R&B fan or a fan of Crush in general, you should listen to this song a few times, because there are a lot of like little gems in there that I think are really nice.
Yeah. It's weird because a lot of those gems are not in the chorus. It's a lot of it is in the verses. Yeah.
All in the verse.
Which is great because, you know, again, one of my most common complaints in songs in general is just the verses you're waiting for the banger chorus, right?
Yeah.
But like that's not really the case in this. Like
kind of the opposite actually with this song, right? Like I think the verses are much stronger than the chorus. Right? And the chorus itself is, in my opinion, a little bit bland. I think that he could have done something a little bit more interesting with it.
Yeah. I mean, he's just repeating just ooh-ah, ooh-ah, ooh-ah. Yeah.
Right. And that, I mean, that's fine, but you don't want a song that is like kind of lacking in a certain part. And the chorus is like kind of the time where you're really driving home something really catchy, right?
Yeah.
And another kind of issue with the song, I guess, if you really call it an issue, some people might not agree with us, but there's kind of this weird outro where it sounds a little bit like a different song, but it's kind of like the
100% sounds like a different song.
It's like the tail end of the song. It's kind of like a fading out of the song, and it's really strange for me.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's there at all.
Yeah, and then the song kind of like just ends abruptly after that, like that part. I really think he could have done something more useful with that kind of time, like having like a more ad-libby ending, like kind of a little bit more generic, like R&B ending where he's got just the chorus going, or just the backing vocals, and then he's like kind of ad-libbing over it. I would much prefer that than whatever this is.
Yeah. It really did seem like he was like, man, I came up with this cool beat, bro. Came up with this cool beat. I was taking a shit. Yeah.
It's like, okay.
And then he just shoved it in kind of in the back, you know?
Yeah, and it's a little bit strange because I think what makes Crush very unique in his sound is his keyboard. Because when I first discovered Crush, he was actually featuring on his INT song, two melodies, I think it was called, and he was playing keyboard, and I was like, oh man, this song is really good. And if his music sounds like this, then I'm going to be a fan. And it turns out it was. But this whole like ending part is just totally doesn't have that Crush stank on it. It's just totally weird. And yeah, I just didn't really like that part. But overall, the song very good for me at least.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a good song, right? And saying it's a good song means something because I don't say good that much.
Yeah.
But like, there are still like weird nitpicks that just don't make it a great song to me.
Because it doesn't push it over the edge for you.
Yeah. Like the chorus being bland. Because I like choruses.
That's true.
And plus the way he says "wah" kind of reminds me of a throw up sound. Yeah, like "wah, wah, wah." Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, that may be just a Steven nitpick, but like I can't really help it if my brain associates it like that. So,
but I mean, nitpicks aside, there are some kind of things on this song that I can't really jive with either. Yeah.
Like I'm probably gonna download it, because as we started every podcast the last month and a half, whatever, we were like, man, this is kind of a meh week. Like, I didn't really download that many songs, for the last month. Like I've pretty much been primarily listening to the produced still.
I've
not IOI.
No.
Not IOI.
All right, calm it down. Let's go on to more happy things like your song of the week.